titles of videos. Let's really dive into this because it doesn't matter how great or how value bomb-ish your video is. If your title doesn't get people to stop and want to click on that video, it doesn't matter how great your content is, they're never gonna see it. Now, it's gonna combine with your thumbnail, which we're gonna talk about in the next section, but you really need to have this title that gets people intrigued or sparks curiosity or makes people wanna watch your video compared to all the other videos out there. So with that said, you really wanna avoid kind of basic SEO titles, like how to create a blog post in Squarespace. Okay, cool. You're gonna show me how to create a blog in Squarespace, but how does that video, your video, stand out from everybody else that's done that video? So we're gonna talk about here in this lesson different ways to really make your titles clickable. Now, I am going to drop a bonus video here in this lesson on titles and thumbnails that I did for the video game plan challenge, where I really dive into how to create the best titles. So look below this video. There should be an additional video there from the video game plan challenge, all about 5 different things you can do to make titles better. But I also want to talk a little bit more here as well. And I do have a spreadsheet for you to help you start getting into this way of crafting titles. Because when you're creating videos for YouTube, you need to not think about the algorithm, okay? Because it's not a robot that's deciding to click on your video. It's actual human beings. So you want to think, we've done market research, right? In that last part 1, we dove into market research and understanding our target audience and who is the type of person, the psychographics. This is going to be critical throughout this entire program because really understanding your target audience filters in throughout this entire YouTube process, and it jumps in right here at titles. Because if you understand what the pain point is or the solution is that your target audience needs, that's how you're going to craft your titles. You want to think about titles like newspaper headlines or BuzzFeed article titles, right? They really get you to stop, look at them, and it makes you want to click and read or watch, okay? So instead of just doing, how to create a blog post on Squarespace, what is your audience really struggling with when it comes to a blog post? Is it, how to create it in 10 minutes? Is it how to rank at the top of Google with your blog post? So starting to restructure the way you pitch that video to people, maybe like create a top ranking blog post in Squarespace in under 10 minutes. All right. Now, Google and YouTube already know that this video is going to be about how to post a blog in Squarespace, because that's what you're actually talking about in your video. So you don't even have to make that the title because YouTube already knows what that video is about. Your goal with your title is to make your particular video stand out to humans. So if somebody searches, how do I make a blog on Squarespace? And they're scrolling through all their options, which one are they most likely to click? They're most likely to click on the one that intrigues them the most, which could be how to create a top ranking blog post in under 10 minutes. Boom, that's what I want. And that's how you're gonna start creating titles that really stand out. So we did create a spreadsheet here for you to kind of help you start with this process. And you can see that we have broken these down into 2 different types of videos, discoverable videos and community videos. So discoverable videos are really meant to reach more people. These types of videos are meant to go out, throw the net out into the waters and bring in the fish, right? Bring in your audience. Then the community videos are meant to take that audience that is built in already and make them a fan, okay? Maybe they've subscribed, maybe they're casually watching a few videos, but the community videos are then made to turn these casual viewers into fan club members of yours. The community videos aren't necessarily meant to go big. I recently just did a video about my speaking experience at Disney. I never meant that video to go big. I've got a couple hundred views on it, but the views that I got on it are from the people that are bought into me. I've shared more about, inside of my business and more about me as a human. And so that makes them trust me more, like me more. When I do drop a program or a product offering, those are the people that are going to be more ready to want to buy from me because they feel like we have this better connection. So that's why you're seeing the different types of videos. There are discoverable videos and community videos, and you really want to sprinkle different types of videos in your strategy, which we're going to be talking about in part 4 of this program. So again, here are some formulas you can look at when it comes to creating titles, but you really need to keep in mind how can you craft these titles to get your target audience to click? So for example, a discoverable video, maybe a how-to video. You want to think about, organizing your kitchen, how to get your kitchen organized in 10 minutes, right? So this could still be pizzazzed up or spiced up a bit, but I just wanted to give some examples here for how you can start crafting titles that make people want to click on them. Here we have the topic plus a secondary topic. So TikTok tips, how to start a TikTok. Obviously pretty bland as well. You want to take these examples and figure out how you can then pizzazz them up, right? Punch them up a bit, make them buzzworthy. All right, so we can go down here. One other thing that you can do is add a year to it. So as you're on YouTube for multiple years, things change. And so you could do how to grow a TikTok count in 2021, how to grow a TikTok count now in 2022, maybe how to grow a TikTok account in under 10 minutes in 2022, right? Really thinking about what is that value added that you can propose to people in those titles. All right, secrets are always great videos. So the secret to chewy chocolate chip cookies. Now, that's very specific, right? Maybe some people like the crunchy chocolate chip cookies, but adding, oh, these are chewy chocolate chip cookies. Yes, that's what I want. Or the secrets to baking, 7 secrets to baking a cake from scratch, right? Now, you better have some really good secrets in here and not some basic level tips, which we're gonna talk more about here, and ways to make your videos better. But again, these are just some places to get started, and I highly recommend you taking these examples and punching them up. Go to BuzzFeed, check out BuzzFeed and see how they create titles. Also, look at titles on YouTube. I like to look at different niches, so that's why you can see we have some examples from cooking. I also like to look at fitness channels. I also like to look at lifestyle channels as well to see how are they kind of crafting their titles and how can I then Mad Lib my own title out of that. So if I see a video on YouTube, I'm like, wow, that's a really good title. I go ahead and save that kind of like in a title bank and figure out how I can then piece in my topic into the same structure of that title. So that's also a great way to start collecting some title ideas as well. Now watch this next video on the 5 elements to titling your YouTube videos.